Hey everybody, I want to show you my project that I'm trying to use to keep myself busy. A buddy of mine a couple months ago called me up and said, hey, got my old blue truck, don't need it anymore, I'd like to get rid of it. He asked me if I wanted it. So I said, sure, I'll take it. 1990 F-150, four-wheel drive. Not a bad looking truck at all. It does have a couple issues. One of the issues it had was it didn't have brakes. So after I brought it back here to the house, I proceeded to do a little bit of work to it. I replaced the brake line that went from the left side to the right side. I replaced the brake booster and the master cylinder. So after I got the brakes fixed, I began working on the drivability portion. Now, since it had been running, hasn't been running in a couple of years, it had some stale gas. So I had to drain the tanks. It does have two 18-gallon tanks. Had to drain those of all the old rotten gas, purge out the fuel lines, replace a fuel filter. Filled it up with fresh gas and got it running. Still doesn't run quite right, but it's a project truck. I'm working on it little by little here and there. As I have plenty of time on my hands, I order parts online. When they come in, I work on it. Since we have nothing else better to do, hey, why not? I think after all is said and done, this will be a really good truck to play around with. As of right now, I've replaced most of the sensors on the engine. I'm waiting on plugs and wires. I'll talk about those in a later video, but I'm in the process of replacing all kinds of parts on it. So the blue truck is up and running, and it runs well. Among the many parts that I put on it, a set of fuel injectors, plugs, wires, distributor cap, rotor, spark plugs, fuel filter, just to name a few items. Since the condition that it was experiencing was affecting both sides of the engine, both left and right bank, I figured it had to be something that both banks had in common, such as fuel injectors or a set of plugs and wires. So I went that route. Throttle position sensor, map sensor, all kinds of sensors too. Even though everything pointed towards a PCM, everything that I've learned, everything that I've taught tells me otherwise. Tells me that even though something points to a PCM, very rarely will a PCM fix a condition. Well, guess what? In this instance, it was a PCM. I bit the bullet, ordered the PCM, put it in, and fixed it. So I'm pretty happy. So I've got that fixed. The brakes are fixed. I went out, put 4 new tires. She looks good. Washed it, waxed it. Looks even better in the sunlight. Now I have just a couple other minor things to take care of on it. Little things, interior trim, very minor. The only big issue I have now is, you see that the roof is rusted from just sitting so long. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. It'd be pretty hard to match that blue to repaint just the roof myself. My wife suggested that maybe we paint the roof a white color to match the stripe down the side. Not sure about that. It's an option. We'll see. But either way, running good. I've been driving it up off and on for the past few weeks around the neighborhood, around our old town. And I'm pretty happy with it. All I'm waiting for now is tags from the DMV. They've been closed for a while, and they had a link on the website that walks you through how to fill out the paperwork for tags and titles. So I filled that out, sent that in about, I'd say it's going on a month, maybe a month and a couple weeks already. Haven't received them back yet. But that would make everything final once I get the antique tags for it. Antique because it's 30 years old. And I don't plan to drive it a whole lot, but it is a good looking truck. So between that truck, my black one right there, I'm pretty set for trucks for a while. Like a little boy, I've got my trucks.